Hi guys, my name is Peter and welcome to our channel. Today we're making a follow-up video on my Amiga A1200. Pretty much in this video we're gonna cover it, all mods and everything what I done so far for this computer. I owned my Amiga A1200 I believe over a month or so. I bought from UK on eBay, and actually the system itself, at least judging by pictures, it looks pretty good and didn't have a lot of mileage. When I received it, actually I opened the box, I was kinda surprised, not in a good way. The system did look like it has a lot of mileage, plus both corners was busted. Then I was gonna show you. Well, I decided since it's ready, case needs some repair and restoration. I thought, well, let me mod it and see how far we can go. Anyway, few mods which I'm really proud. That's internal power supply. Also I did SD card mod. Before I was running on a compact flash. Compact flash is pretty good, I like it on the one hand. I mean, you can put all your software files, whatever you desire it, on a compact flash, and then just connect it and you're good to go. One thing I see, well, a few things I see kind of like big minus to using compact flash. First of all, it's kind of big and bulky. Plus, not many laptops these days has a compact flash card reader. Pretty much you have to have external card reader. And then another thing also, compact flash, it sits inside the system itself. It's not really convenient. With SD card, you can make it looks nice externally, and you can swap it anytime when you want it. Instead with compact flash, you will have to keep it your system kind of like half open, make sure there's no screws. You have to, then you can open it anytime when you want to pull it out. Or use it that PC MCA, whatever card is on the side to transfer data. But every time when you want to remove it, compact flash, you will have to open system. I switched it to SD card, and SD card mod I did. Oh, it's attached in the wires. I was gonna show you in a few seconds. It's a card reader. Actually, the SD card adapter, it's on the side. It's really easy to take it out, and you can, like my case, I do have two SD card, one with Workbench, I mean the original one, 3.1, and another one with Workbench Classic full version. I mean, kinda I'm experimenting, see which one I like better. So far, in some way, I like original 3.1 Workbench better than a classic version. Some games it can play on a regular Workbench 3.1, but on a classic version, it will not play. Plus, you see, I mean, SD card is, especially if you do have SD card, then those vents, you can use it as a storage. You just place it and it holds. Well, let me turn it off and then we go through all mods. Well, my Amiga A1200, in the first glance it looks almost like original. I mean, there's nothing different. There's few things different, but like I said, in the first glance it looks same as original. Let me show you the first issues. When I got, like I said, couple corners was busted. This corner I have to repair it. I repatch it with similar plastic but slightly different color. I mean, you can tell that the corner was been cracked pretty deep and some chunk is missing. Also this corner was busted and I didn't find it original pieces in the packages. I thought maybe it been damaged when it's been shipped to me. I didn't find those little tiny pieces. I have to repatch it. Oh, by the way, the SD card, it sits right here. I hope camera is gonna show how it looks. And anytime when I want to push, take it out, you just push it in because the spring load card adapter, and it pulls up. put it in. It's so easy. I did that to make sure it's nice and flush. The SD card doesn't stick. And then also those grooves, I cut it to make sure when you push it with your finger, it will click. I mean, the clicking part, it works the way it's supposed to be. It's really, I mean, I'm really proud how I did. Even like all the same, I don't consider myself as a professional modder. I mean, the dude who mods everything. But I try, when I do a modding, I will try to take time as max as possible, or whatever time it's necessary. Attention to details and attention to how it fits. This side, the back side, all ports is original besides power. Power connector, you know already, it's a 5-pin connector, kind of big and bulky. I replaced it with 2-pin because power supply is internally. On the bottom part, basically I added, like I mentioned in my first video, I added 2 more rubber foots to make sure the system will support it on the center also, because otherwise when I receive it, the system was kind of bulge. The center is sagging because there's no support. I added that part. Then also, let me see where's my little adapter to open it. To open it, that expansion card door. Some people using a coins, some people using a screwdriver. If you're using a coins or screwdriver, you're just gonna scratch it, and then it will look like kind of looks pretty bad. From a small plastic, similar to the one I used for power connector, I cut it a little piece, and pretty much anytime when I want to remove it, I'm using that plastic. The plastic is good because it will not leave it any scratches and easy to open it. On the door itself, here's my Amiga 8 MB expansion card. On the door itself, I added a little lip, like a limiter right there. Why? What for I did that? To hold card in place. And then let's open the system. Okay guys, let's see. Pretty much it opens the same way as before, like any other system. One thing I did, cut it a piece of metal over here on the keyboard itself, because before, I mean, if you guys familiar with 1200, it's kind of like a sandwich. You open in a upper cover, you hold it, then you raise it keyboard, unplug it, the cable, because the keyboard, let me unplug it. Keyboard did have extra metal over here with a rectangle shaped hole, and the cable, this cable will go through and connect it. It's kind of pain in the butt every time, I mean, when you unplug it. I'm not saying it's mission impossible, but still, I mean, the extra step. I just cut it out because especially this metal will not do anything. And when you place it keyboard, it will sit on that support and on those support. Pretty much, well, here you see my, let me get like that a little bit. And also we can take it that front cover off. Let me get everything to make sure it fits in the camera. Pretty much like I said, you see my expansion card, that limiter, it's holding, and if I try to pull it, it will not go. Then I did replace it, of course, Kickstarter from 3.1 to, from 3.1 to 3.1, because I'm using SD card, and I believe one is 8, another one is 16 gigabytes, I'm sorry. Then let's see, power supply, and in my previous video we did cover it, the power supply, how I did, but let me show you again. It's kind of cool the way I come out. There's no hard wires attached permanently, everything has a quick connectors. That's a positive 12 volts, that's out 5 12 volts as well, and pretty much everything mounted on this guy. Then I added a cooling fan, reshaped it a little bit for better airflow, and it works really good. That's the ATX 1200 watt power supply, which I really like it, and I mounted on a cooling sink, and it works much better than I expected. Then also I did replace my floppy drive. Here's the original floppy drive I'd like to show you. Well, it's kinda in pieces. Pretty much when I received the system, the computer, the floppy drive didn't work the way it's supposed to be. I mean, it can read, but you not can format it, you not can delete it, any files from floppy. And usually it caused by those two little switches. One switch it registered disk if it's there, another one it registered if the disk, the little lock door, security door for recording or erasing it if it's closed or open. I take it apart, I clean it, those switches, test it with Floppy voltmeter, make sure it's functional, and it does functional, but the drive didn't read. And that's drive FZ354. It's far I understand it's kinda rare, because how many places I did look at, see if anyone has, and none. No one have, even on eBay, I didn't find it. And pretty much, I mean, I can put it GoTech and call good, but I'd like to have a floppy drive. I mean, I like that clicking sound, I like when it reads original discs, I mean the original floppies. And I started doing some research, I found it. Pretty much PC floppy, some of them you can modify it, and that helps electronics. Part number DF354H068F. I mean, I do have them, like 4 or 5 of them, and they are almost in a new condition. It needs some internal modification done, which I already did on a couple of them. Then the thing is, this guy, if you want to mount it on the same mounting hoses, you will recognize it. The PC one is slightly longer. Even if you remove that front panel, the metal itself, you have to trim it. I did pretty much modify it. That PC floppy, it's right here actually. I mean, it's already installed. I trim it, I modify it internally, the board itself. I did recognize it. When you put it floppy disk inside, the button, if you want to mount it on the same hoses, it sticks too far. Pretty much what I have to do to accomplish it, make sure the drive will fit in the same position and the eject button will work the way it's supposed to be. Pretty much I take it old floppy drive, because it's no use for me, it's dead anyway. I remove it, that injection tray where the button, well, the button was here used to be. I cut it with Dreamer tool, take it apart, PC floppy drive, and reattach it, the button, because like you guys probably did recognize already, the buttons is different style, different shape, and they are in a different position. Plus on this floppy drive, the stroke is much longer. It's not that like twice longer, but I believe it's like probably 2-3 millimeters longer. Pretty much this drive, I have to modify it to make sure it will accept original button. Let me show you, you see? The original button is right here. Plus it fits exactly in the right position. It's not like a too big gap or so. And it works really nice. It works the way that it's supposed to be. Floppy drive right now, it's working, like I said, the way it's supposed to be. And actually, yeah, let's go back to power supply. Like I said, I carried a panel, install it over here, I'm sorry guys. Carried a panel, a piece of plastic, install it, 2-pin jack, wire it inside. Also I added a power switch I'd like to show you my power switch, how I did that. Before I install it, I was kind of thinking where I can put it, you know. On the back over here, there's not much room. Use it, I'm sorry. On the back over here is not much room. Use it, that little door for expansion slot, and put it switch over here. It's not really convenient. And I decided, well, it have to be somewhere kind of concealed, plus it have to be somewhere which easy to access. And it's like, well, here's on the side, which not like you can see switch mounted on top of a car, on top of a unit. On the side is good, plus it's easy to flip it on and off. It's so cool. And then let's see, then we're gonna talk about SD adapter and how I made it, because some people already asked me how I did that. Let me get Torx, and I'm gonna unscrew it, and we will continue. Okay guys, here's pretty much the data adapter. I mean, to be honest, all those mods what I did, it's kinda easy to do, at least in my opinion. You don't have to be rocket scientist, and especially after when you see that video tutorial, I'm pretty sure a lot of people will capable do the same thing what I did. Anyway, pretty much I bought SD card adapter on eBay. They runs like 10 bucks or so. They kind of same price as for compact flash. That's why I'm saying, for me, I'm not seeing any reason why you want to use compact flash instead SD. SD is easy to use. Most of the laptops still do have a SD card reader. Those guys these days is probably, especially with Windows 10, I doubt there's any laptop which has card reader for compact flash. Anyway, like I said, around 10-12 bucks for that adapter. Still using original ribbon cable. The SD card adapter itself, that little guy, it used to be over here. I unsolder it, remove it, and relocate it on the back side. Extended wires to make sure everything is good. And I like those one because it do have a spring load. That means without spring load, your card will have to stick out probably like that much to be able to grab it. With spring load, it doesn't have to be. You can mount it nice and flush. I did drill it extra hole over here, and also I attached it extra pin, a post. Let me show you closer. Like a stud and threaded to hold that adapter. Also, I did relocated capacitor because the capacitor was sits vertically and card will not fit. Pretty much I have to remove the capacitor and set it horizontally. Also, I did recap it, pretty much remove it all caps and put it new one. Then also I did retro-braided my keyboard, because I didn't retro-braided the housing itself. The housing itself, it was in a really kind of really dirty and didn't look right. I thought I have to retro-braid it, and especially for housing, I'm not really want to if I don't have to. But then I soak it for like hours or so in a simple green solution, and it did remove it all greasy stuff, all black marks, spots, everything. It actually turns pretty good. I kind of like it, but the keyboard I did retro-braid it, and it turns really nice because the key was being yellow, really bad. And removing those keys, a lot of people use a screwdriver. That's a bad idea. You can break it really easy. Instead that, from a steel wire, I make it a tool like that. It fits right there, It's so simple, and then you just yank it like that and remove it. If you're using a screwdriver, especially an original key, because the center post, it has a hollow. You see the I mean, it's a hollow opening. With screwdriver, first of all, you're gonna scratch this key, and second of all, you can bust it, the stud really easy. I see before people busting the studs quite often. Pretty much making the tools, I mean, you just grab it a wire, twist it a couple times, put electrical tape or like shrink tube like I did, and it works pretty good. And it works not only for Amigas, work for a few other projects. Currently I'm working right now on my Apple, and it works pretty good. Well guys, pretty much that's it for today. I hope you guys do enjoy this video. If you do, thumbs up. If you don't want to miss any future video, subscribe, we will really appreciate. If you do have any questions, comments, ideas, like always, leave it comments. Your feedback is very important to us. We will be really appreciate.